Hey, hello everyone. Today I'm on BTLO in the lab called MiddleMayhem, and today we're trying to solve this little and easy lab um, based on Splunk. And today we are the security team for this company called MiddleMayhem Inc. And we are the SOC team, and we're trying to look at the SIEM logs and try to detect if an attack has occurred on our environment. So we for this lab we are just going to use Splunk and try to resolve and try to give our response for this question. So I will start. Alright, the environment is working and now we are on our virtual machine. Is working on Ubuntu, and the first thing that I can do is opening Firefox. It will take its time. Alright, Firefox is working and we have two important bookmarks. One is Splunk and the other I believe is like the company website. And here we should have the question to reply to. So the first question is access the website in the browser, present in the bookmark, and identify the JavaScript framework and version used. So that should be simple. Oh, okay, that should be alright. We can find it here at the end of the page. So we already have the reply for this one. Oh. Oh, okay. Like this. Alright, okay. And now it's working. So for the second one, using Splunk, find the attacker's IP address. So we will go to Splunk now. Right, I can close this one. I can use equals star. Alright. So now we need to find the source IP address. Which are those? Most of these are internal, so we most probably try to search for an external one. So it should be something included in the external IP address. So I believe we can start by taking a look at the various IP that has run the most amount of logs, maybe starting by these two, since these three are internal. Maybe can be something like that, but I will try to start making some research on those. So I can start IP is IP serves equals let me see what I can find. So I was trying to take a look at this, particularly these two first IP address, and this one seems pretty clean. I didn't find, I was like analyzing a bit of logs, and seems fine. Instead, for this 218, I found this log that can be something malicious, especially this one has been run with the PowerShell. Where I can find it. So let's use AP upload. It was running shell. So I will say maybe that's the log that seems suspicious. So I honestly will say, but we can try now. Okay, we can try to see if this is the attacker IP address, and this is the attacker IP address. So we can run for the next question. How many Unix URL were accessed by the attacker? So that's an easy task. Can be, we can take a look from here, and we can see here, that's just give us the first 10 values. So I can run a query about this one. Alright, so the machine has crashed for some random reason, and I needed to refresh, so we back and we were searching for the amount of HTTP requests. So I can try to run this easy query. No. Stats count by, and try this, and it should show it in statistics. So that's the number of the amount of HTTP requests. So I can try this. Alright, so now we can go ahead and try with the new one. Explore the site and identify two specific locations that could reveal internal structure or potential access point. So now we try to see if there is, I can close this one, if there is something where the attacker has tried to upload the payload, and I believe we can try. Okay, so clicking this API document link, we can see this one that is very interesting. We have two folders that can be used. This one requires authentication, and this one is admin only, and also this one requires admin privileges to be accessed. So I'll try to take a look at something else, but that may be our response. Okay, yeah, try to open this robots link. For some reason it gives us these two things, and it says disallow admin and admin file uploads. So that should be our response. So this one, and should be this one. Alright, that's correct. And now we can go ahead. Based on the framework conversion, what recent CVE could be used to bypass authorization. That's just need a quick research on internet. I need to return back and try to see what's the version, so I can do this CVE. What was the question for? Bypass authorization. So that should give us our response. It's not working, so most probably I cannot do research directly on my virtual machine, so I can do this and do directly on my browser. Bypass authorization, and I will use this one. So yeah, after reading this, that should be our CVE, and we can try it. That's correct. So now find the relevant HTTP header in the symlog that indicates CVE exploitation. So I need to return back on my, okay, close this for now. I need to return back on my Splunk and delete this one and try to maybe take a better look at, wait, what was the question? Alright. here there is this part. Let's see, that's the header. So if I may try to do something like that, let's see. Oh, did it copy it here? What? Alright. Okay. So should be present in our logs. Yeah, we can see it here. So that should be the response, I think. Yeah, that's correct. What's interesting here, did the attacker access after explained in CVE, so we can take a look. For this one, he required the URI. Alright, we can look for this one directly on Splunk, and we can see it. Where is it? Oh, here. Yeah, it was easy. Okay, so admin and API upload. I will say API upload. So he has uploaded the CV inside this one. Should be correct. Alright. So because that's an upload, and after that he most probably has got access to the admin, but so the CV has been uploaded here. The attacker try uploading a reverse shell, find out the IP and port to which the target will connect once the connection is established. So we need to find if he has run some command related. I can delete, maybe I can still use this one. I can see, as I was seeing before, shell can be this one. I can try directly to see if he has other shell, because I don't think it's this one. It should be something other. So maybe shell .sh, try something like that. Okay, so after taking a look at the these 3 logs I've seen, because that's the host that received the request, but that can be tricky because that's not the correct one. As we can see from here, the NC has been done to this IP address, so the upload has been done to this IP address, and that's the port. So it should be, wait, should be this. Nope, with the IP, with the port, there's one. Alright. So after compromising with the web app server, the attacker attempted lateral movement and the technique users recorded the CM logs. Alright, let me close this one. So I was trying to search for the virus log and I didn't find anything very helpful. So my main idea, since I was like looking at the question and there was nothing very helpful in the logs, and this question say after compromising the web app server and the host associated with all the logs associated with this IP address is web app, he tried to attempt a lateral movement. So my question is more like, how many other hosts are here? And so my tools try to give a response to this question. I first need to see how many hosts are here. So we have 2 hosts actually. So the most of the logs are sent to the web app and the other are sent to DBS servers. So I can try search directly for this DB server. DB server, oh my bad, host equals DB server, and yeah, here we are. Alright, I think we have our response already here. We can see SSHD, and that's the IP address used. So yeah, I think that's SSH attack. Alright, so it was not SSH attack, but it was SSH brute force. So identify the user account that achieved successful lateral movement to another server. Okay, that's kind of easy. We have the response already here, because as we can see, we have accessed password for dbserve and new 18 session for dbserve. So that's might be our response over here. Yes. Okay. So we have completed the lab. Oh, I can terminate everything. I can close it. We have. Oh. What? Okay. Should be fine now. Yes. So we have completed this lab. Thank you for watching, and see you in next video.